Can I have your attention? We will get started. This evening we have Howard Dunk with us. He's with the Enid Ministerial Alliance, and he's going to lead us in our invocation.
Should we pray? Father, thank you. Thank you for allowing us to live in a city, a state, a country, and a time where we're free to love and serve you, free to work and serve and relate to one another as you direct versus being everything dictated to us. Father, thank you for our wonderful school system, for Dr. Darrow and all his wonderful staff and teachers, and Lord, for such good and godly people who want to love and serve you. Father, fill them with your spirit and your wisdom and your understanding. Help them to know exactly what to say and when to say and how to relate to each other and, more importantly, to our students, that we might help them to grow up to be good and godly citizens who love and serve you and serve this wonderful country. And so, Father, thank you for tonight and everyone who's here, and just be here with us in our midst as you promised, and guide and direct that your name be glorified. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, sir. Call the meeting to order. We'll begin with roll call. Excuse my hoarse voice. Colonel Jans.
Here.
Matt Lohman.
Here.
Randy Long.
Here.
Joe Blackwood.
Here.
Kim Tinius.
Here.
Tori Turnbow.
Here.
Matt Sampson is absent. Chad Mance here. Okay, that takes us to item 1B, presentations. Randa?
Thank you. Good evening. We are going to start off with our American Education Week representatives. Our first one up is from Garfield Elementary, and she will also be leading our pledge. I will let Miss Rader introduce her, and then we'll go ahead and do the pledge.
All right, I would like to introduce Evie Wade. She is a fourth grader at Garfield Elementary. This is her very first year at Garfield. And I asked her today what her very favorite thing about Garfield is. Can you tell us?
My mom being a teacher, the playground, and the teachers.
Yes, her mom is one of my second grade teachers, so we're excited to have her as well. All right, we're ready to say the Pledge of Allegiance. So if everybody would please stand. Okay, turn around this way. Here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Evie, good job. Thank you for coming.
Our next representative is from Waller Middle School, and Ms. Patterson will introduce her.
Good evening. I have the honor of introducing Aria Chick to you this evening. She is a 7th grader at Waller Middle School who's very active in many different activities, and I don't want to steal her speech, so I'm going to let her share with you about those.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to be representing Waller Middle School tonight at the board meeting. At first, I was scared to go to Waller, but at Meet the Teacher, the teachers gave me confidence and told me that everything was going to be okay. Fast forward 1 year, and now I'm able to do the same thing for the incoming 6th graders. This is one reason why I absolutely love all of the teachers and staff. They are kind, hardworking, and understanding. As a part of Waller's National Junior Honor Society, I love how Waller provides a way for students to help out the community. So far this year, we've helped out by setting up the pumpkin patch and helping with Pink Out. Pink Out is where Waller raises money for someone in our community that has cancer. This year's recipient was Paul Russell, receiving a total of more than $3,800. On Friday, we also went to Forgotten Ministries and packed food in bags for people who needed it. Lastly, this week we're hosting a food drive and then later organizing it for loaves and fishes. I also love that Waller gives us the opportunity to take extracurricular activities that will help the students grow. For me, it is music. Thank you for investing in the music programs of Waller Middle School and EPS. Again, I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of tonight's meeting and supporting our teachers and students. Go Eagles!
Good job, Aria.
Okay, our next one is from Enid High. Mr. Liddell, come on up.
Good evening, Dr. Darrell, board members, and a wonderful audience. A lot of Enid High kids here tonight. I'll drop that one in. Guys, I get the pleasure to introduce our representative for American Education Week from Enid High School. Known her a long time, since she was little, and I don't have favourites, but she'd definitely be up there if she was. Daughter of two superb administrators, Dr. Sam Robinson and Shannon Robinson. And I'm going to introduce you guys to Enid High School senior Zoe Robinson.
Good evening. My name is Zoe Robinson, and I'm a proud senior at Enid High School. I've attended EHS for all 4 years, and I'm here tonight because I've had so many positive experiences, and I know many others who feel the same. Academically, EHS provides an opportunity for everyone to succeed while still providing challenging course offerings. I have personally taken advanced placement and honors courses, and for the past 2 years, I have taken concurrent courses at NOC. Enid High truly is something for everyone. From our stellar fine art programs and athletics to our ag programs and EHS Works, just to name a few. In my time at EHS, I played volleyball for 3 years, ran track for 2 years, where we won the academic state title my freshman year. And I played slow pitch softball last year and again this spring, and I also had the opportunity to play fast pitch this fall. Additionally, I've been a varsity cheerleader all 4 years, which has led to incredible opportunities. Through Varsity Spirit Summer Camps, I was named a 3-time All-American, which gave me the honor of representing the Enid community in the London New Year's Day Parade. I have also been blessed to help leave a legacy by competing on Enid High's first ever OSSA Game Day state qualifying cheer team that recently finished 9th overall at the state competition this past Friday. A unique opportunity that is provided at EHS is the EHS Work Study Program. For the past 2 years, I've spent my afternoons at Taft Elementary in a 3rd grade classroom with Miss Allie Silver learning hands-on with younger students. During my time at EHS, I've also had many opportunities to lead. I am involved in Principals Advisory Committee, the National Honor Society, and FCA leadership. Because of these experiences, I've been able to discover who I am, build real-world skills such as confidence, accountability, and so much more, as well as work to leave a positive and lasting impact on my peers. Enid High has had such a positive impact on me, and I know that none of these things I've achieved at Enid High would have been possible without the positive influences of our administrators and outstanding teachers and coaches. EHS provides an abundance of opportunities for all students to find their place while having multiple opportunities to grow into the young adult they want to be. Everyone at EHS truly cares about a student's success, and I could not be prouder to be a student at Enid High. Go Plainsmen.
All right, we'll have our last representative come up. They are from Lincoln Academy.
Good evening, Dr. Darrow, school board, and audience that is here this evening. I've got a young lady with me, Sadie Nichols. Sadie's has been with us a little over a year at Lincoln Alternative School. She has an incredible story, an incredible journey, and is going into the medical field, and I'll turn it over to her.
Hello, my name is Sadie Nichols and I attend Lincoln Alternative. The impact of Lincoln, it's like a breath of fresh air, and I've never felt more at home till going to a school like Lincoln. I'm supported and my feelings are validated. It's a safe space. The teachers go above and beyond, the extra mile to understand each student and support to the bright future. Lincoln has made me more confident with all the care I've received daily. The impact of this school goes way beyond grades, and the environment has done wonders for my heart and mind, and I could not ask for a better place to attend than Lincoln. Lincoln is my family. Thank you.
Thanks, Sadie. Okay, our next recognitions are our United Way winners for our campaign this year. I am happy to share that we raised over $7,000 for United Way for our campaign this year. Yes. For our competition, we pick the small school division, large school division, and department division of who raised the most money. And our winners this year are Hayes Elementary, Enid High School, and the technology department.
Thank you all for coming. Support.
All right, our next recognitions on the list are our EA American Education Week poster contest winners. That was a mouthful. I will invite EEA President Miss Caffey up, and she'll introduce them and she'll show you their artwork.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Darrow, and to our audience as well. Tonight, our theme for American Education Week was Education Open Doors. So through the speeches that were given tonight, you can see that education has opened many doors for them, whether it be to learn kindness from their teachers, learn to go into the medical field, or feel at home and feel heard by their teachers and staff at their school. So our American Education Week winners, we have 5 winners, ranging from pre-K all the way up until high school. So our first winner tonight, let me back up. We had 139 entries for this contest, so ranging all the way from elementary school to high school. Our first winner is a first grader from Eisenhower in Mrs. Hodges' class, and I apologize for this name. We've been trying to practice it. I'm going to try T-Nu Sung. If he's not here, I apologize. Okay, we'll send this in school mail if his principal is watching. This was his Education Opens Doors. Each student will get a copy of their artwork in a poster form. The next winner was from Miss Brainerd's 5th grade class at Monroe, Addison Marsh, and her Education Opens Doors poster looks like this. We have some talented artists in Enid, Oklahoma, let me tell you, in our district. I know this student, we're going to go to this student's Rise and Shine tomorrow and present her award in front of her school. Our next award recipient is Joanna Romero. She's in Miss Perkins' class in 8th grade over at Emerson, and Education Opens Doors, and she was bilingual in her poster. Joanna? And since she's here, I can tell you that there is a cash prize for all these entries. Y'all, football season got me wrecked. Do you want to hang tight? We'll take pictures. Okay. Christina Woods is our next winner. She's from Miss Smith's 8th grade class at Longfellow. Is she here tonight? No? Okay. This was Christina's picture. In her picture, just to show a little more description, she has literal doors, and she wrote the different career paths that she could go into with the doors. And our last winner is Kalia Masters from Lincoln, actually. She's a 12th grade class, and her poster was giant. But it looks great. All these stepping stones that Lincoln and her schools have provided for her. Thank you for giving us this time to present and allowing us to do this activity with our students. Have a good night.
Good job, Joanna, and thanks for coming out. Ms. Perkins, too. Thank you.
Okay, our next recognition is our cross-country state qualifiers, and Coach DeClerc will come up and introduce them.
Good evening, Dr. Darrow, board members. I want to thank you all for the opportunity to come and speak about these 4 outstanding student athletes. Cassidy Lebeda, Jose Hernandez, Maddie Diaz, and Riley Salee. With over 3,000 athletes participating in 6A cross country in the state of Oklahoma, these 4 runners have distinguished themselves as some of the best by earning the opportunity to compete in the 2025 6A cross country state championship. From the start of the season on July 15th and throughout the season, these athletes not only met the practice requirements, but also went above and beyond to ensure that they finished their season at the state championship. They are exceptional students in the classroom, and they are incredible teammates. They have represented themselves, their families, and Enid High School with immense pride. The future of Enid Cross Country is very bright, and these 4 runners will be leading us into that future. Thank you. Go Plainsmen and go Pacers.
Well, congratulations on a great season, you all. Very proud of you. Thanks, Coach DeClerc.
Okay. All right, I'll have Coach Jensen come up and introduce our softball.
Good evening, guys. I'd like to thank Enid Public Schools for the recognition tonight of the softball team. I think they announced their presence with their noise when they walked in the door earlier, so I apologize for that. Never a dull moment for sure. But the lady standing over here to my right put together an incredible season. Posted a record of 32-8, beat some really good teams, some state tournament teams. They're really respected around 6A. And came up a little bit short this year, but that's just more motivation for next. But more importantly than the success they had on the field was off the field. I believe cumulative we had a 3.77 GPA as a team, and to us that's very important. Year in and year out, the girls work hard, and it's not easy on a dark bus using your phone for a light or a Chromebook and doing homework when you're coming back from Norman at 10:30 at night. But these girls seem to find a way to manage that, and they excel at doing that, and it says a lot about them. And I'd like to recognize the girls here. First, we have Kinley Adams, Carson Chain, Gracie Combrink, Annabelle Cotton, Malia Crouch, Lizzie Doherty, Lauren Jensen, Sarah Jensen. The next player, Parker Lofton, is at a basketball scrimmage tonight, could not be here. Capri Mark, Macy Mills, Libby Moore could also not be here this evening. Peyton Morse, Kaylee Nelson, Palmer Pasby, Cassidy Patterson, Natalia Pitchford, Andy Rader, Zoe Robinson, and Laura Ermacher. Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, ladies. Job well done.
And then let's have you open up the certificate and hold it right here. Coach Jensen, would you like to get in? Mr. Vance, come on, get in there. Perfect. You guys have done this before. Perfect. Thank you.
Good job, ladies.
Okay, we'll have Coach Francisco up next for our Volleyball Academic Achievement Award.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Darrow. Tonight, we get to celebrate something truly special. These volleyball athletes didn't just work hard on the court, they excelled where it counts the most, and that's in the classroom. Their commitment, discipline, and drive have earned them an outstanding combined GPA of 3.56. The best part is they did this themselves. This is something that coaches cannot teach. This comes from the late night studying, holding themselves accountable, and pushing for excellence in every area of their lives. These young women continue to raise the bar for what it means to be a student athlete at Enid High, and we could not be more proud. So tonight, we honor these ladies with the Academic Achievement Award. So I'm going to say each one of these ladies' names. So when I say your name, will you please step forward? Rayleigh Brown. Unfortunately, Bailey Daniel cannot be here tonight. Karen Gomez. Landry Hacker. Lauren Hatchell. Lauren Jackson. Nayeli Kazada. Reagan Robinson. Ellie Slater. Emma Sullivan. Grace Weber cannot be here tonight. Anna Whitman. And Kayla Orozco also cannot be here tonight. So congrats, ladies.
Job well done, ladies. Good job, ladies. Thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks, Coach Francisco.
Thank you, guys. Okay, our last recognition for the night. We have had a lot of kids, and that's wonderful. We have EHS cheer. The other coach to clerk will discuss their awesome recognition.
Good evening, board members and Dr. Darrow. We competed at the OSS game day regionals, placing 11th, which qualified us to compete at Game Day State for the first time in program history. At State, our team delivered an unforgettable performance and finished in the top 10. This is an incredible milestone, was made possible by the hard work, dedication, and heart of 26 cheerleaders who competed. Those cheerleaders are Kinley Adams, Sophia Alatorre, Memphis Ballard, Jayla Belcher, Brooklyn Buckles, Mariana Cargelin, Saline DeClerc, Vianney De La Torre, Audrina Gober, Stephanie Hernandez, Isabel Hicks, Delaney Horton, Kyra Johannesmeyer, Haley Mason, Zoe Mingo, Dia Mohan, Kathia Pardias, Jalen Parrott, McKenna Pryor, Evelyn Ramos, Jolie Redding, Lindley Redding, Zoe Robinson, Kevra Shepard, Olivia Stanley, and Macy Ulitalo. Thank you.
Good job, ladies. Top 10 in the state is pretty awesome. Coach DeClerc, great job. Great job, ladies. Great season.
Okay. Thank you. Y'all have a good evening.
Good job, Miranda, filling in. Thank you. You did good. You did good. Yeah, she had knee replacement. She had other knee last year and this year. Yeah, so she's fine. She's still answering my emails, so she's good.
Congratulations, ladies. Okay, item 2, audience to visitors. We have none this evening. That takes us to item 3, superintendent's report. Dr. Darrow.
Okay, we were just talking about Jane, Mrs. Johnson. This is her report, but Mrs. Johnson had a knee replacement a couple weeks ago, and she's at home healing and recuperating. But nonetheless, the strategic plan report for this month is going to be Goal Area 2, Objective 1, recruit, hire, and retain quality staff members. Mrs. Johnson has prepared a presentation that you all should have in your area, and Mr. Rader is going to walk through this, and I may chime in a little bit. But saying that, I'm going to turn to Mr. Rader.
All right, like Dr. Darrow said, this is Jane's report, so don't ask me any hard questions, please. And it is noted that she knows when to schedule a surgery. So we'll just jump right in. Like Dr. Darrow said, this is personnel, Goal Area 2, Objective, recruit, hire, and retain quality staff members, something that's been ongoing for years. We always want that as a goal, so I'm glad it came out of the strategic plan again. If you'll look at this, basically report compares last year to this year. The first slide there is, or second slide actually, is that we have last year had 509 certified teachers. This year we have 493. A little bit of that probably has to do with our declining enrollment, but that's also, we look at every position and make sure that we are staffing correctly for the numbers we have at different buildings. If you'll go to the next slide. These are the numbers of teachers rehired on temporary contracts. Again, temporary contracts are those teachers that haven't taught for us for, I think, more than 3 years. And so those are not always new to the profession, sometimes just new to the district, but that kind of tells you how many we've had over the last 3 years that we've retained. You'll see we had 115 in 24-25, 127 this year. So I know that number looks a little bit higher, but hopefully that's because we retained some of the ones that we hired last year or the year before. New teachers hired. If you'll look at this, I think every year we've been here, or I'm sorry, every year I've been here over the last 13 years, we've hired at least 80 teachers. This last year we did hire 67, which is down, obviously. But if you'll think back to that first slide, the number of teachers we have down is down by 16, but our percentage is still lower. So in 24-25, the 89 was 17% of our certified staff, and in 25-26, it was 13%. So that does mean we retained more teachers this last year, and we're proud of that. Emergency certification requests is up a little bit from the 24-25, where we had 80. This year, we applied for 89. Again, we know that a lot of that has to do with the teacher shortage, but we're very happy to have the teachers that we have that are willing to do that in an alternative certification type way. So the next slide is our degrees attained by certified teachers. We have 3 teachers this year with a doctoral degree compared to 3 the previous year. Teachers with a master's degree, we have 160 this year compared to 157 last year. And teachers with a bachelor's degree, we have 330 as compared to 349 last year. And again, remember, some of that probably has to do with we have fewer teachers this year as well. Degree attained by adjunct teachers. And remember, we are allowed to have adjuncts in areas where they have an area of expertise, and we do have that in some areas. For instance, for the last couple years, 3 years maybe, we've had a teacher at McKinley who is a gifted musician, and he's taught music for us and does a fabulous job. But he's a good example of what an adjunct teacher can do for us, and I believe he's actually very close to getting his degree, so he's been working on it over the last 2 or 3 years. But if you'll look at that, the adjunct teacher with a high school diploma, we do have 8 of those compared to 6 last year. Adjunct teacher with an associate's degree, we do have 2 this year as compared to 3 last year. And adjunct teachers with a college degree, we have 2 compared to 5 the previous years. One of the things that we do pride ourselves on, and this is one of the reasons why we build professional development into our calendar. As you can see, we constantly have new teachers. We have a need for training in a district this size. We always have some type of initiative, whether it's implementing curriculum or PBIS, positive behavioral support. And we have 7 professional days built into the calendar. Excuse me. And most of those are based at the site so that the principals can focus in on what they need for their staff and coordinate that professional development for their individual staff. One of the things that Jane and her crew do a great job of is representing us at career fairs. They generally will take a principal with them as well, especially if there's an area of high need. And we really, and you can see the career fairs that we do attend in the area. The last thing to kind of just put on your radar, and I apologize for my allergies, but is part of the strategic plan. The group that worked on the strategic plan thought that it might be beneficial to have a marketing specialist that really focuses on promoting our district, whether it's out taking pictures of kids working out on football or any of these great events that we have here, or in the classroom, the science, the different things that we do, and also helping with recruiting. It's not something that we're 100% set on doing yet, but it is something, because it came up in the strategic plan, that we feel like we need to investigate over this year and probably make a decision on later in the spring or the first of next year.
Thank you, Mr. Rader.
Yes.
Any questions for Mr. Rader and I? I do want to echo one thing Mr. Rader said. I really was, of all the data, I really like seeing that we retained as many teachers as we did this past year. Although that was a good sign compared to the years previously. That was one number that I took a lot of pride in. So, any questions for Mr. Rader or I? If not, thanks, Randy, for covering that. Board members, if you have any questions about that, feel free to email us or Jane, and we'll definitely get your answers to you as quickly as possible. Okay, takes me to item B, and that's going to be the Eisenhower update. Board members, you should have some new renderings. I think I got about 6 pictures there. That's got office and entry and cafeteria and the media, restrooms and some other designs. There's one, I believe it's the second one, that's kind of got the ceiling from the overview down. That's a very nice picture. You can kind of see the overall layout. But as you guys know, as I've reported to you, the government shutdown has delayed some of our communications with the Department of Defense. Although Dr. Robinson did get some good news. They are processing one of our recent claims, right, Sam? So things are moving, got a little bit of progress there. So that's on the good side of the claim. We do have the design work through Corbin and Mertz is going very well. Do not anticipate a problem meeting that December 31st deadline. The only problem that we're possibly anticipating is with the government shutdown. This may pause our build application. But again, we'll hopefully know more in the upcoming weeks when we start communicating again with them. Dr. Robinson, you want to echo anything or correct any errors that I have?
Nope, everything sounded good. And the big key thing is that we're on schedule. We don't know where the federal government's at on their schedule. So hopefully we'll be getting some word on that as they get caught up on emails. I can only imagine if I was out for a month, what I would have to go through. So that's what we're going to wait on.
Yeah,
we're right.
We just know it was a 43-day pause. So anyways, we're still working as fast as we can. Okay, moving to item C, just want to report our student enrollment. Last month I reported to the board that we had 7,172 students. As of today, we have 7,139 students with another 16 being processed. So it's pretty consistent around that 7,150 mark. Randy touched on this a minute ago when he was talking about the staffing and how we have to staff accordingly to our student enrollment. That was mentioned previously. I've prepared this document for you guys. If you just want to bring some attention to you, this is kind of our student enrollment over the last 4 years, and as we've mentioned, we've every month I report on this, and I just want to kind of put this into context. That's where our student enrollment is, and that's where it was. Also, Dr. Robinson is going to talk a little bit later about our budget and our financial report. Please know that this is a direct reflection of our student enrollment, and we're watching it and we're staffing accordingly. But sometimes it's nice to see kind of our trend, and this is where it's been throughout our sites over the last 4 years. So just a little bit of information for you there. Item D, moving on, is going to be our school calendar, and this is going to be an action item. I'm going to seek your approval for this. Mr. Rader was on the design of the calendar for this upcoming school year. It's been compared to Autry, NOC, and Northwestern, and I believe all of our spring breaks and fall breaks all match up accordingly. Mr. Rader, you want to add on anything on the calendar?
No, just that it's very similar to this year, and over the last several years we've worked with teachers through surveys and stuff to kind of really refine what they want to see, and I'm not going to say we have it down to an art, but as of right now we have it down to what I think most people can live with. It's never perfect, but it's pretty good the way it is.
If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, but if not, I'll just seek your approval.
Move we approve.
Matt Loman.
Go with
I'll
Loman.
take Matt with a
I'll second.
with a motion and Tori with a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll vote. Matt Loman,
Yes.
Joe Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Kim Tinius,
Yes.
Tori Turnbow,
Yes.
Chad Mance, yes.
Thank you for that approval, and we'll get our cruises scheduled here shortly. I'm just kidding, but it won't be long. We'll be making vacation plans around that. But Nonetheless, moving on to item E, this is something I'd like to read and then discuss a few of the high points. A discussion possible action to approve the memorandum of agreement with Green Energy Solutions and Enid Public Schools for converting Enid Public Schools assigned vehicles to compressed natural gas and providing CNG station equipment such as compressors, storage vessels, and slow fill stations. This will be a zero cost Enid Public Schools, minimal expected cost savings of $36,000. So this is a really a win-win opportunity, I believe, for us as a school district, and this will essentially allow all of our buses to be supplemented with natural gas. They'll still be diesel motors. We'll still fill them up and run on diesel just as normal, but when that motor gets up to 140 degrees, it has the ability to kick over and run on natural gas. Natural gas is about $1 a gallon is what we're estimating is going to be the cost compared to diesel, which is much more expensive. By all indications that we've researched and found out, our buses will actually run better and they'll perform better on natural gas. So it's number one, it's going to be cheaper. Number two, it's actually going to run better. Again, this will be a zero cost to the district. We are not going away from the diesel motor. This is just going to be a supplemental to our diesel motors. One other thing I'd like to add is when we're talking to Green Energy representatives, he said that our greatest savings will be extended road trips when you're on the road for a while. Well, guess what? That's going to be a great benefit for us when we're going to Oklahoma City and we're going to Tulsa. So again, I just want to remind you, no cost to the district, no installation fees or setup fees. Essentially, we have nothing to lose with this opportunity. Dr. Robinson has prepared some cost savings there that it's at your area with estimations, and I'll turn it over to Sam.
So what I'm kind of showing you guys, this on the left-hand side where it talks about fuel cost, that's actual fuel costs that we had for those fiscal years. And then we're just giving a very minimal savings, 25%, because we really don't know. I don't, you know me, I'm really skeptical when people tell us how much you're going to save. So I did the bare minimal of savings. And then for the natural gas cost, for every $3 saved in gallon of diesel, you got a $1 cost of natural gas to go back into it. I don't know if that's a really balanced equation, but that way I'm not over-promising and under-delivering. And so minimal expected savings, if we were to have this last year, would have been about $36,000. This could very easily be $72,000, but like I said, I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, so I'd rather give you a low number, and then hopefully that comes in higher. We've already got some pretty good promising news on some buses that came back yesterday, and we think that it's going to really pay off for us. The big question I had is, well, you can't just do this for free. So if you're wondering, how are they getting paid for this? Well, this is from a grant from the state of Oklahoma. If you remember, there was a Volkswagen EPA settlement. We've done some bus grants with some of that money. They're doing it through that same grant process. So it's a grant tax credit to their business. And however they're applying that, I don't think they're doing anything illegal, but however they're applying that is how they're getting funded for this. So they're really not getting anything from us. We don't have to sign a natural gas deal. We don't have to do anything like that. And they're taking care of all that on their end, and we're not obligated to any of that financial side of it. We're just saying we're going to send you our buses, and we're not going to sell the equipment once you put it on our buses. We're going to keep it on there, and if we decide we want to remove the equipment, we have to give it back to them because it's kind of a lease. I think it's about a 3-year term we have to keep it for. I know I wasn't here when this happened before, but previously the district did a natural gas conversion on buses. That equipment was given to the district, and then the district was able to sell it, but it was a 100% conversion. It wasn't a diesel blend, natural gas, and there were a lot of issues with that, drying out lines, maintenance costs really went up, and it wasn't what we were told it was. And the same thing happened to me in the district I was in. We went through the same process, and then we sold those buses. So we really believe this is a good way forward, and again, no cost to us. It's being paid for out of the Volkswagen EPA grant.
And we've talked to several school districts that have done this and have nothing but good reviews, and happy to answer any questions you might have, but definitely seek your approval.
I'm curious of and it's the technical portion of it, is the gas tank, the size of the gas tank, and where would they have room along with the diesel tanks as well on the buses?
Yeah, they take some of our storage underneath. Like from our charters, they take a little small portion there, and they have have to bolt it to the frame underneath, Sam, is that correct?
So just imagine and I'm going to use the table as an example. So imagine this table plus one. That's about the size of storage underneath one of our charter type buses. Okay. So a quarter of that is about what it takes for the natural gas tank. So if you can just imagine that in your head, half of this table, I guess, is a good way to look at that. And that gets bolted inside the frame, and in the storage, it's basically in the storage bin, but it's inside the chassis. So that way you don't risk it being sitting on the outside, something like that happening. It's supposed to be very safe. There's been 0 reports of any issues with this conversion. And our buses that we sell in Oklahoma are just the right vehicle for this conversion. The only vehicle that they told us that is not conversion friendly are Chevrolet trucks, which our Chevrolet trucks are our maintenance fleet, so we don't see that we can really convert those, but everything is very promising, and everything we've been shown from other school districts, no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, he said he bolted them to the frame, because we actually asked that question. I don't know the exact dimensions, but they get them up on a big lift and they bolt them to the frame underneath.
Okay. And just if you're wondering how because I had a lot of questions too. Just imagine there's a line running from that CNG tank that just drops right into the diesel fuel line, and then it's got a mechanism there that you set the percentage of CNG versus diesel combination mixture you want going in there. And they're recommending a 70-30 blend, so 70% CNG, 30% diesel. That keeps everything lubed up, keeps things running like it needs to, instead of all that dry natural gas going in. And then they said if you don't like that, like you want to run more diesel, you definitely can, but they didn't recommend anything more than a 30-70 blend, so 30% CNG, 70% diesel. And if you run out of CNG, you don't have to do anything. More diesel just flows into the system.
That was going to be my question is, when does it, the diesel runs all the time.
Right.
When it gets to a certain point, then the gas kicks in.
That's right.
That 70-30.
And our bus drivers will never know either. Our bus drivers just drive.
That's
they don't have to
good.
worry about it.
So here's the one downside, if you want to call it a downside. I call it a positive because this is how I like to drive, but your horsepower increases. So not this bad thing, but you get on I-35, depends on how you're getting on I-35. Do you want a bus that's dragging along at 65 miles an hour, or do you need a bus that can get on I-35 and merge in with traffic? So they said if you run out of natural gas, you're going to know it because that horsepower is going to throttle you back down to the old diesel way, and you're really going to feel that you're out of natural gas if you don't look at the gauge. So call it good, call it bad. I think it's a good thing. You can get on the highway a little bit better, but that's the big difference. And so to me, it's kind of crazy that we talk about more horsepower with buses, but we also talk about cleaner fuel going into our buses. And if you know that we use the diesel exhaust fluid in our buses, so we're supposed to use less of that along the way, which also has a cost to it. And they tell us that the guy showed us. He brought his Ford truck out here. He said, I changed the oil every 7,000 miles, and he goes, this truck has about 5,000 miles on it, and that oil on his dipstick was clean. And my diesel truck, I changed the oil the next day, it's black. And so I'm pretty convinced we're going down the right path and making a really good choice for the school.
So with the size of tank they're putting in, did they give you an idea about how many miles you'll get on a tank of natural gas?
They said you can more than double it easily, if not more than that.
Is there any specialized maintenance that we're going to have to do, or will our normal maintenance be sufficient?
Normal maintenance. In fact, it could be less maintenance because we're running a cleaner burning fuel through the vehicle.
Dr. Robinson, how many buses are we doing this to?
I think we have 28 yellow buses in the fleet, and then we have another 6 white charters, and they're all going to be converted. The charters we'll probably end up doing those over the Christmas holiday, just because they're not on the road at that time, and they can convert 1 bus a day for us. So it ought to go pretty quickly.
Impressive. Okay.
Yes. Yep. That's really where we think we're going to get the most bang for our buck. I mean, running those buses around town, we're going to get positive results. That's this minimal thing. When you put that bus on the interstate and you're driving 65, 70 miles an hour, that's where that fuel consumption is really going to be improved with that CNG.
Dr. Robinson, if there's any type of failure or something that goes with that, how expensive is it to have the maintenance done on it? I mean, not the maintenance, but the repair. Is it going to be?
So we get a 3-year warranty with them, which is good. So we're going to find out. My understanding is really it's I don't know what that component cost that tells you how much fuel mix is going in. I'm sure it has a price with it. But as far as this company that's doing this, they've been doing this for almost 6 years, and they're telling us they have almost zero failure on this. Yeah, and it's really because of that mixture, and it's pretty minimal equipment. I mean, it's a fuel tank, a line with the CNG, and then that converter that kind of makes everything work, and then, of course, a gauge that tells you how much CNG you have. So I can definitely find out what the cost is, but I mean, I'm just going to say it. Everything we do on a bus seems like it costs $1,000.
Yeah.
So it's probably $1,000. I mean,
And I just want to echo too. This is just supplementary, and we're still going to have our diesel buses, which we know requires maintenance and upgrade every year, like Sam was just saying. So.
Yep.
Move we approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Joe and a second from Randy Long. Is there any discussion?
One quick question. Since, what if we want to get rid of one of our buses with that on there?
No problem. There actually is a valve that you can turn off the CNG if you want to. You sell the bus, it's already CNG converted. If they don't want to use CNG, they just put diesel in the tank and go down the road.
We would have to pay, though, for the equipment?
Yes, but we don't have any buses in the fleet that are part of that recycle at 3 years. Not where we're sitting at right now. So.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll vote. Matt Lohman,
Yes.
Joe Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Tinius,
Yes.
Tori Turnbow,
Yes.
Chad Mance, yes.
Well, thank you all for your approval. This is kind of exciting, and I'll keep you posted. And like I said, I think you can tell Sam and I are both cautiously optimistic. Okay, next item is item F, and it is another action item, and it's going to be basically our upgrading our interactive boards. And I'm just going to read this item real quick. Discussion and possible action to approve 2 trees to remove and replace current smart boards with new line interactive boards in all elementary schools, excluding Eisenhower Elementary, for through grades pre-K through 3rd during the upcoming Thanksgiving break. I just think this is a wonderful opportunity to upgrade our interactive boards across the district, and obviously at our lowest levels, our pre-K through 3rd, where they're more interactive with the teachers and students. Our current smart boards are getting older, and they're honestly getting harder and harder to get parts for, harder and harder to work for. This is going to give us a real good opportunity to overall, again, push pause on the smart board and take those down and start with the new line boards. Did put on there excluding Eisenhower, because obviously when we build a new Eisenhower, this is going to be what we put in place in there at Eisenhower, be those new line boards again. Talked to every principal about this. Every principal's on board and ready to get going. I'm sure there's going to be some transitional issues, much like any other technology upgrade, but we feel like we got a really good plan in place where the crew can come in over Thanksgiving break and address it, and then hopefully when we start back after Thanksgiving break, hit the ground running. Mr. Rader, would you like to add on anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, like Dr. Darrow said, I mean, it's technology, so we'll have some glitches, but the principals have had a chance to weigh in 2 different times to make sure this is something we want to move forward with, and overall they are like, yeah, let's get this done, just really because we're having so many issues with the smart boards. It's just time to move on from them.
And Sam, we're having trouble getting parts for smart boards, correct? I mean, it's the number one, they're really, really expensive. They wouldn't even give us a second quote, and it's hard to getting a new bulb or a new part for them. So we're excited about it, correct?
So just for instance, like if a projector goes out, which a projector could be anywhere from 10 to 15 years old in our district. Projector goes out, it's $1,200 to replace that. You're looking at $300 or $400 for a bulb. So why buy a $1,200 projector when you buy a $1,750 brand new board that's going to last us the next 10 years? Just makes economic sense, and we're getting a better, bigger product with a really clear picture on it. And so that's really where that decision came from. Is you got to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get a projector in when we can get this done over Thanksgiving break, and then we're all moving forward with new stuff in those classrooms.
So what are you going to do with the boards that you remove? Are they any?
They're going to go. They're going to go to surplus.
Yeah, we're going to take them down.
And that's part of this agreement. This is the other reason this is a good deal, is because the company that's going to install them is going to take down the old ones and bring them over here to us to surplus. So that's a lot of the other companies, when you work with them, you have to take down your own boards. You can pay a service fee for them to install, but most of them just want to give you the boards. You take care of it. You take care of all ends of it. This company is going to do it all for us, and if they can turn it in a week, that's pretty impressive. So we'll be happy.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a comment, really. We put these in like 13 years ago, 15 maybe.
Probably 15. I've been here 13. I think the bond passed for most of them
2010.
2 years before. So yeah.
Okay. And I mean, as we all know, technology ages, so I'm glad we're updating.
Correct. And we could tell a lot of horror stories about smart boards not being able to interact and not be able to trace. So I mean, it's definitely a good opportunity.
Our two newest buildings are Garfield and
they were
Prairie
installed.
View, and that's been 14 years ago.
Mhm.
So yeah.
That's right.
Okay, I have a motion by Matt Lohman, a second by Joe Blackwood, correct? Is there any other discussion? Okay, let's vote. Matt Lohman,
Yes.
Joe Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Kim Tinius,
Yes.
Tori Turnbow,
Yes.
Chad Mance, yes.
Well, thank you for that approval, and we will get busy on those two action items over Thanksgiving break. And saying that concludes the superintendent's report.
All right, thank you, Dr. Darrow. Takes us to item 4, regular business. Discuss and possible action to approve the following consent agenda items. We can take item A1 through 6.
Motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion by Kim,
Second?
second by Tori. Any discussion? All right, let's vote. Matt Lohman,
Yes.
Joe Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Tinius,
Yes.
Tori Turnbow,
Yes.
Chad Mance, yes. Okay, item B, discussion and possible action to approve the district's financial report for October 2025. Dr. Robinson.
All right, well, just want to make a couple of quick statements here, and then we're going to move on to the budget in the next item. But collections are coming in just like we'd expect. Encumbrances in the general fund, we're looking really good there. We're about $850,000 below where we were this time last year in encumbrances. That's including the smart boards. So we're doing really, really well on that, and you're going to find out why that's an important thing to mention. But anyways, other than that, everything's looking good. We're right on course. I wish I could have better news that we had more money coming in. One of the things that we are a little bit behind on with CEP, they do not pay an October claim until our October numbers are registered with the state. I don't know why they do that. It's something about verifying kind of the data we put in and matching everything up. So next month we'll have a big claim because we'll do November and October. We'll get paid at the same time through CEP. So that's kind of where maybe one of the shortfalls would be. But again, everything is right on course. So I don't have any concerns about revenue not coming in. It just is what it is coming from state aid at this point in time.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Have a motion?
Move we approve.
Motion by
Second.
Tori, second by Joe. Any discussion? Okay, let's vote. Matt Lohman,
Yes.
Joe Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Kim Tinius,
Yes.
Tori Turnbow,
Yes.
and Chad Mance, yes. All right, item C, therefore C. Discuss some possible action to approve the district financial year 2026 budget.
All right. So this is the night where you get my official budget presentation. That is not the estimate of needs, but what I really think is going to happen. Remember, I'm always really conservative, so you're going to hear some numbers that you might like scratch your head about. But again, I'd rather deliver some bad news, and at the end of the year, we have good news. So kind of just is what it is. I'm more than happy to go through, I believe it's a 180-page document if you want to, page by page, but let's make an appointment if you really want to do that. Otherwise, I'll just stick to the shortened version, and we'll skip over to page 3 if you guys are good with that. So page 3 is the general fund budget considerations, and like I said, I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of this, and so if you need me to slow down, you got any questions, just stop me along the way. So revenue changes for this year, ad valorem, I'm just making a very broad projection on the local funds that we could collect $600,000 less than we did last year. That's not going to be on ad valorem tax, could be on some other things. However, on property resale, we recently had $200,000 brought in, which is significantly more than we've ever had. So that number could be off just a little bit because that's happened just recently. State aid, we know this number for sure. Currently, we're down about $1.3 million overall in state aid. That could change come January. I don't think it's going to be a reduction. I actually think we're going to get an increase. But for budgeting purposes, we're going to say it's going to stay flat just because that's an unknown factor. And then when you go look at overall total revenue projections for the year, really projecting us to come in at about $2.5 million less than we did last year. Nothing unexpected when you have reduced enrollment, things changing. That's just kind of where we end up at. But I think we'll put ourselves in a really good position for that. Expenditure changes. Overall, I'm projecting that we're going to be about $500,000 less in total expenditures if we stay on the current course we're on right now, which I always like to account for the unknowns that happened last year. That unknown might happen again this year because we're not quite halfway through the school year. But I told you guys we're about $850,000 behind in expenditures from where we were last year. So that $500,000 all of a sudden we could look up in April and it could be $1 million. And so that's really good news when you have a $2.5 million reduction in revenue. Fund balance, if everything stays the course that I projected in this budget, those other things, those questions don't come to fruition, we could deficit spend $2 million this year. When we talk about deficit spending $2 million, that's spending money really on one-time costs. None of that $2 million is tied up in payroll. It's tied up in things like interactive boards, fixing air conditioners, painting classrooms, doing all those things that are one-time costs that if we absolutely had to cut it off, we could, but if we cut that off, think about who suffers. It's the teachers and our students that suffer. So that's why we're going to continue on when those things arise. All right, we're going to kind of just flip over to the next page, State Foundation Incentive Aid history, just so you kind of can see the very bottom down there, but it gives you the whole timeline on it. State aid, $34,330,000 this year. That's a change, like I said, of almost $1.3 million from last year. Going to the next page, this is our revenue. Just to hit a couple of high points here. Local ad valorem is on the top. That's local collections. I think we're going to be down about $600,000. Again, not necessarily ad valorem. On the state side, we know we're down $1.3 million. Federal funds, I think we're going to be flat. CEP kind of plays a part in that. We could actually go up a little bit if CEP collections, which CEP is our child nutrition program. In case I didn't explain that, sorry, using acronyms. That's our child nutrition program, and it's the way we've had more and more students adding to that. We're feeding about 96% of our students to that program. If that continues, then that federal collection is going to go up because that's a federal reimbursement that comes on that we have never had. So it's kind of an unknown factor at this time. And then the non-revenue, when you look at the 5,000 series, you can see that last year we collected $731,000 here. I'm projecting $300,000 decrease, and that decrease excuse me, is solely based on the CEP program again, because that $300,000 is really what we collected in cash from students who had to pay for lunch, whether that was a reduced fee or a full meal pay. The unknown with that is right now we're collecting somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000 a month still in cash from our students, and that's for things like ice cream, supplemental meals, things that go beyond CP. Don't have a problem with that. That's not cost. That's a choice of students making. It's not a have to. So if that continues to go up month over month because people are like, well, I got a couple extra dollars, I can get a little extra, then that cost goes up, and we see that. So anyways, so when you add all that together, that's where really that $2 million shortfall can come from right there, and based on expenditures. Next page is expenditures. Kind of just details all of that out. Again, looking to cut expenditures by about $500,000. Again, those cuts are not, they have been in some personnel, but they were in personnel because we didn't have as many students in that particular area. It wasn't because we said, oh, we're going to make all class sizes 35. We didn't do that. So just keep in mind that we really are paying attention to our expenditures. And the thought from me, and I say this to a lot of people, is what are the needs, not the wants. And when we meet the needs and we're taking care of the people we need to, which is our students and teachers. All right, next page is a history of revenue and expenditures. Again, that's just a big oversight of that. Not going to go into detail, but I provide that so you guys, if you want to look back at a history of kind of where we've been for the last 20 years, it shows you how we've been spending money. And you can see we had some high points in expenditures, and somebody might say, well, Sam, how'd you spend $79 million 2 years ago? Remember, we had ESSER funds. And so when the ESSER funds ran out, we had to start lowering our expenditures. So that's where those high points kind of came from. All right, the very last page, skipping around to the back here. Those are all just numbers, but I really want to talk about the impact for the FY25 budget and beyond. And so there is a typo in there. I spelled somewhere wrong. I spelled it somewhere, so I'm going to own that one. But let me just say that really and truly, what we have to do is we have to keep looking at our expenditures based on our student enrollment. And so as long as we're paying attention to where student enrollment is going, which is what Dr. Darrow showed you guys earlier, then we're going to stay in a good financial spot. It's when we stop paying attention to student enrollment, because student enrollment is what drives all of our funding mechanisms. And if we stop looking at that, stop paying attention to it, and I know people get tired of me saying, oh, wait, you got these small class sizes, maybe we need to bump them up to 20. Maybe we got to go to 25. That's how we make sure we stay balanced. We're not ever going to try and say we need to go to 30 in a classroom or 35 because that's unreasonable and that's unrealistic for a teacher to be able to teach. So we're really where we need to settle at down the road, because I think we're going to finally hit a flat point with student enrollment decreasing, is we need to settle somewhere between $74 million and $76.5 million in expenditures on an annual basis. And we're almost there right now. We're almost at that 76.5 mark. I think we might even be a little bit lower than that if the unexpected doesn't happen. A couple of key factors. We always need to evaluate staffing, like I said, and then we need to begin a reduction in one-time expenditures. We will get caught up. There will be a point in time where we've replaced all the air conditioning, and the oldest air conditioner is going to be 10 years old, and we shouldn't be replacing as many. We're going to get caught up on painting. There's going to be scratches on walls. There's going to be those kind of things. But we're going to get caught up, and one-time expenditures will naturally reduce over time. But it's not stopping. We have to continue when those needs arise to take care of those little things. Otherwise, things get built up, and then you never get caught up on them. So we're aiming for that. If you guys have any questions over this budget presentation, please let me know. But again, that was pretty quick and in a pretty small nutshell, really and truly. So,
Thank you, Sam.
Move we approve.
Second.
Motion by Tori and a second by Joe. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll vote. Matt Lohman,
Yes.
Joe Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Kim Tinius,
Yes.
Tori Turnbow,
Yes.
and Chad Mance, yes. Okay, that takes us to item 5, new business. Any business that has arisen that could not have been foreseen or known about at the time of the regular meeting agenda was posted.
No new business, just a quick reminder that Thanksgiving break's next week. All the students and staff, Miss Kathy's smiling back there, but everyone appreciates that.
Okay. Item 6, reports, items of information, board comments, and/or questions. Colonel Jans?
First, I would like to just say thanks to all the Enid Public Schools for honoring our U.S. military at all their veteran assemblies, Veteran Day assemblies. Without our presence as speakers, due to the government shutdown, I can't be more grateful for what the schools are. As you can imagine, we were thankful to be back to work, and certainly without any restrictions, our employees are happy to be back and be paid as well. So, but thanks again to all the public schools for their Veterans Day activities. That meant a lot to us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Colonel. Any other board member have any comments or questions?
Well, we thank you for your service.
Any other comments? Okay. Item 7, next regular meeting is December 15th at 6 p.m. right here in this location. Item 8, possible action.
President
Yes.
Mance, at this time, I do not see a need to go to executive session, and I would be happy to bypass sections 8 and 9 and go straight to item 10.
Okay, I like it. 10, discussion and possible action to approve those individuals and/or potential listed positions listed on the attached Exhibit A.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Kim,
Second.
second by Tori. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, let's vote. Matt Lohman,
Yes.
Joe Blackwood,
Yes.
Randy Long,
Yes.
Kim Tibbetts,
Yes.
Turnbow,
Yes.
Chad Mance, yes. Then item 11, notification of reassignments, retirements, and/or resignations as approved by the superintendent and listed on the attached Exhibit A.
I'd like to chime in real quick, and for the record, I'll make sure, we did have a clerical error on this. You might see Bernice Hernandez Rublikova listed as a food tech. That was a clerical error. This is not even an action item, but I just want the records to show that that was a mistake. She did not resign. So anyways, again, just want to make sure, Annie, make sure we get that down in the minutes, please.
Okay, item 11 is not an action item, so that takes us to item 12. We're adjourned. Thank you all.
Do not resist